Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another live edition of Mafia Roundtable with Dominick Cicale, Cicale's Corner Unfiltered. Glad to see everybody's on today. Thank you for coming on. And I'm a little under the weather. I can, maybe because I haven't been working, I haven't been doing anything, but caught a little cold, sore throat, but all good. So with that, just want everybody to know today we're going to talk about, you know what? First, I'm going to say this gentleman here, Guy Villela. Everybody see him? He was in the New York State Senate. And I got to give it to Mr. Villela. When I was away, I was incarcerated and I was away from home. He wrote a letter to the Bureau of Prisons, sent it to my counselor to move me closer to home for hardship. And, right away, wrote the letter. Good guy. He had some incident with the guy who was indicted, took a plea. But that happens. It happens. But he was one of the good ones. He was always there for his community, for people. And, this day and age, things happen. So, but I have nothing bad to say about him. Helped me out without a doubt. Rhymes. Help me out without a doubt. We're getting good. But today I'm going to go into a story with Mark Stagg. I went into the story previously, everything that happened, and I'm really going to, what he did, I think, as I look back, was really a scumbag move, especially at his stature right now in time. He should have, I'll go into it later. I'll go into it a little bit later. But we'll also go into the corruption in the Bronx with Ponce de Leon Bank, Eduardo Della Torre, who was the deputy commissioner, lived about 4 houses down from me on Scherz Avenue. Really another piece of garbage. But, NYPD, internal affairs, they push everything under the carpet because they don't want to open up Pandora's box. When I came home, they contacted, asked me what happened. They conspired, Ponce de Leon Bank, Eduardo Della Torre, and stole my properties from me. He opened up with his wife. They opened up Chang Wang Realty. I'm not joking, folks. Chang Wang Realty had a building on East 217th Street. Jim McManus at that time had some partnership. He took a beat and he lost everything on there, which is sad, but he would have lost it anyway because at that time, it was just whatever I could get back, I'm going to get back. But with all that said, I tried settling with the bank on the outstanding debts on that and Robinson Avenue to pay them, to actually pay them. I don't know off the top of my head, but I think on Robinson there might have been about $1.1 million owed, and on East 217th Street it might have been about $600,000 in loans. I offered to pay them off the whole $1.7 million, 1.8, whatever it came out to. Do you know the bank told my attorney no? Chang Wang, they gave it all. Chang Wang Realty wound up getting it. I think he stole, S-T-O-L-E, stole the properties from me. And you're telling me this is not collusion with the bank and with this corrupt cop? Took it out for, I think, maybe $400,000. They got the both properties. So the bank president, Steve Travaris, is supposed to have a fiduciary responsibility with his clients. But because I cooperated, they felt they would never hear from me again. You're wrong. Eduardo Della Torre, here he is. Here he is. Fucking scumbag, lowlife. Piece of shit, corrupt cop. Internal Affairs called me up, gave them a roadmap, swept it under the carpet, folks. I wasn't on social media at that time. swept it under the carpet. I'm going to dig up my files, my records, my conversations. Piece of shit scumbag. Chang Wang Realty. That's the Realty Group. That's the Realty Group. So who absorbed the loss over there? They took actually less than what was lent out, the bank. Who was paid off? Steve. I know you took monies from Kava Construction. I know Mark Stagg gave you money, Steve and Tito. I know that. You know how I know that? You gave me loans on a handshake. I walked into the bank on a handshake. You gave me loans because of who I knew in the Genovese crime family. Now, what do you have to say, Steve? That's how disgusting it is. That's how disgusting. Eternal affairs. What a fucking joke, folks. What a joke. This guy is as corrupt as they come. And I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. I offered to pay them my entire debt off. Not the interest, my debt, which was about 1.7, say, on the two pieces of property. He comes in. They told me no. He comes in. They bought them both out for about $400,000. That's it. That's it. So they took $1.3 million hit, physically hit, literally, not paper. They took a hit. So you tell me who got paid off. And where's the police chief come up with all this money? He was under investigation for something else. When I came out, they contacted me. That's our society. That's New York. The corruption. Then, folks, before we go into it, going back, here you go. Order EG Vodka. Go to egvodka.com. Order it today. We have even Snake. Thank you for the contribution. Too bad no EG in Sue's Rendezvous days. Oh, my Lord. Sue's Rendezvous. Woo, we had some fun there. But go to egvodka.com. Order it today. 100% gluten-free, organic, 3 flavors. We have rosemary, lavender. We have the Earl Grey sage. And we have the regular. It is really that good, folks. Really that good. And people ask me with the champagne. I have to get in touch with the guys. Hopefully they'll answer me. I'm on the burn list now. But we'll see if we could do something. Start selling the champagne, which is really, really good. So, Lawrence, thank you for the contribution. Steve needs some EG vodka on here during work. Listen, Lawrence, it's disgusting. It really is disgusting. Steve Travaris and Tito Diaz at Ponce de Leon Bank. Fucking two conniving motherfuckers. And then with Eduardo De La Torre, he came in, and it took me years to find out who Chang Wang Realty was owned by. And with his wife, through his wife, just like the Mafia guys do, through their wives, myself included. I would have did that in the past. Wives go on Front Street. And this guy nothing happens. He's protected by the blue wall of silence in New York. And that's a disgrace. So, folks, today I'm going to tell everybody. Timothy, thank you for the contribution. Joe Barone brings the excellence today. Well, thank you. Thank Joe. Today we're going to go into Mark Stagg. And at first I was grateful that he answered my call about 6-7 months ago, spoke to me. We had a great conversation. Now, let me tell you something. Mark Stagg started out a mortgage guy in Castle Hill area of the Bronx. He had like one of those house offices. I mean, you walk in, you feel the floors like everything was going to cave in. If I step in the front office, you could feel you feel the floor shaking. So rinky-dink office. He had maybe 3 or 4 people working for him in the office. And what Mark was doing was the refinancing. And Mark, I'm sorry, pal, but you brought this on yourself. And you deserve it. Hopefully, you know what? Every dog will get their day. And you just an ungrateful, dirty motherfucker, you too. You too. Nice guy, but you're a dirty motherfucker for what you did. What you didn't do, actually. So, Mark, I was introduced to him from Kava Construction, and we had a group, all the inspectors, everybody. We get together every Thursday night. Dom, don't worry about it. We got these inspectors. And that's the way it is, folks, in the Bronx. I'm sorry. Not everybody, not all of them. We got the majority of them. Throw them a few dollars. They're okay. They'll overlook something. Or they'll give you, instead of failing you, you give them a few dollars. They'll turn their heads. They'll come back maybe a day later, if need be, to reinspect without failing and then pass you. You know, they'll tell you to do the corrections. And that's just the way it works. Mark Stagg, like I said, he had a little rinky-dink mortgage company. And what he was doing back then was burning out Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. He knew there's a way around the system where you can milk them out of the money. You can maximize. And that's what Mark Stagg was doing back in the day. And he was taking advantage of the people in the community, the lower income people who couldn't pay their mortgages. He was wheeling and dealing, giving them a few dollars, helping them out, and then taking their properties at the end of the day. But he blew up. He blew up. And if it wasn't for me, and people, those of you in the Bronx, and I don't speak to the man, but Jimmy McManus was there. He was there. He knows. You could ask him. That'll be verified. And I know Jimmy's a man's man. He's never going to lie. Always keep it straight. Because he could give two Fs about anybody. That's just his mentality back then. And I'm sure it's still like that till this day. Well, Mark Stagg, the Albanians were going into him, and I told everybody the story prior, and I'll just recap. They went into him. Mark was going to pay them, whether it be he owed them maybe $19,000. He was paying them $50,000. And lo and behold, I get a page. I go see Mark. What's up? He was terrified. Terrified. He had a check for $50,000. I said, what do you owe them? I said, number one, next time somebody comes, you tell them you're around me, which he was. Mark was with me. All right. Let me just pay them. Mark, write the check. What do you owe them? He said like 19, might have been 17.5. I don't know, around that range. But I know they were getting more than double. I said, write it out for what you owe them. I'll handle it. All right. Thank you. Mind you, I never took a penny from Mark. Not Christmas money. Vinny had me go into him for Christmas money for $50,000, and he was going to pay it. I didn't take it. Never took it. That just wasn't. I didn't feel comfortable. I should have, though. I really should have. But I went to the Albanians, Jimmy McManus. I took him with me. At that time, Lenny was there. Lenny says, well, I'm not taking this. We're getting the $50,000. Lenny, I'm going to tell you now, you go near him, anything happens to him, if he accidentally gets hit by a car or his car's, anything happens, Lenny, I'm coming for you. And Lenny, that's smirky. He's a weasel. He's a worm, Lenny. Nikki and Alex were there too. Stand-up guys. And they said, hey, Jim, what are you doing here? Jimmy said, Dom's my brother. You know, what do you mean, what am I doing here? It's my brother. I'm with him. So, and then with that, no, we just wanted to know. We were just wondering. So, and we had words. And it got to the point where he didn't accept the check, Lenny. And as I went to go rip it, Nikki snatches it. Dom, let me talk to him. Because before that, I told him, you know what? Anybody goes near Mark, you're going to have a problem you wish you never had. And I'm not threatening you. I'm promising you that. And with that, took the check, comes back. Nikki said, Dom, come on, let's have a drink. We'll take the check. I said, all right. Guys, you scared the shit out of Mark because their thing was, well, he should have said that he's around you in the beginning. Guys, I have history with this guy. He's with me. He got scared. I didn't think you guys were going to go into him, so I never told him. Never schooled him about it. He's so far in the cut, in the basically the projects, the hood. Like, I never knew you guys would go into him. But from here on out, you know he's spoken for him. Please, I wouldn't do it to you guys. No, we know, we understand. So for Mark Stagg, I put my life on the line. I was ready to kill for him. Kill. Because that's what it would have came to. If I would have ripped up that check, I'm ripping it up and then throwing it at them, leaving. We're not going to sit down and have a drink after you insult me like that. I'm basically telling them, fuck you, it's on you. And that's it. And that's showing the sign of strength. And by me doing that, I put my life on the line for him. And you know, folks, if it wasn't for that day, that time, Mark being around me, there is no question, no doubt, Mark would have been giving them money till this day. And I guarantee you it would have been tens of millions of dollars. Mark is worth, his portfolio is over $1.5 billion. I've already heard he has jets, private jet, he owns his own jet, everything. Doing very, very well for himself. Extremely well. So I'm going to ask you, the viewers, do you think Mark owes me anything? And I didn't ask him for a handout. And I'll go into this. I didn't ask him for a handout. I have a bunch of properties, and at times you do come up short, especially, I'm transitioning, getting on my feet. Even till this day, I'm getting on my feet. I don't have the resources I once had, but I'm doing well for myself. Hey, Mark, look, I have these massive pieces of property, and here's the way I approach them. Here's what I need. I think it was 4.2 million. Put up the money. You have first position in the property. There's no debt. There'll be no debt. With the 4.2, I'll pay off the debt and we'll start the construction. I could put up a house on each of the lots. I have 9 in one area, 2 in another area that are really prime real estate. Excuse me. He says, okay, there'll be no debt, Mark. None at all. And at the end of the day, you're in first position. You get paid back. And we'll split the profit, 50-50. Dom, you know what? I've always liked you. You always did the right thing. I'm in. He says, I might have the lawyer contact you. I get off the phone. I'm happy. I'm like, oh, good. Perfect. Speak to the attorney, Kathleen Bradshaw, who I knew back in the day. She worked independent. Now she's under Mark. And she's like, Dom, well, I got some bad news. We're really tight right now. I left off. I thanked him. I thanked her. Told him to thank him. I texted Mark, thank you. I appreciate it. But as time went on, it started festering in me. This fucking piece of shit. Like, I didn't ask for a handout. You should have fucking said, Dom, whatever you need, I got you. Because of you, I'm in this position. Because if the Albanians were in, he'd probably still be in that position, but he'd probably be tens of millions of dollars paying them every month, every Christmas, without a doubt. Without a doubt. And Mark is as shicey as they come. Let me tell you something. He had a project, and Mark, you deserve this. I had 2 homes I built on Bruner Avenue in the Bronx. At that time, Capo Construction and the Stagg Group, they were building, I think, maybe 40 duplexes right the street over, right adjacent. You could see them from the backyard where I was building. The comps in the area at that time, new construction, ranged anywhere from 330,000 to like 380,000, the comps for those homes. I come into the picture. I'm over there. I have the inspector come, the adjuster come, the appraiser. That's who it is. The appraiser comes, appraises my house. I think one at 610, the other at 650. Used comps from Frog's Neck. Got the mortgages, sold them. One I kept, I think for $650. Took the mortgage out. The other one we sold to one of Robert Van Zant's employees. I think 6.25 or maybe 675, around that range, but way over market value. She took it. She got a mortgage on it. I had Capo Construction contact me, thanking me profusely. Thank you, Dom. Thank you. With these comps right there, you just blew it out of the water for us. So picture. Now they have comps in the 600s when they only were looking at middle 300s. They have 40-something, I would say 40-something townhomes they're putting up. Mark knew that too. Mark knew that too. The influence of the mafia, things like that happen, folks, in the Bronx. And then Mark is the type of guy, I know Carver Construction had a fit. Dumping, illegal dumping, he does. He does everything back in the day to cut corners. That's how Mark blew up. Cut corners, use people like myself, the mafia. Then I go to Mark for, hey, look, just came home. I straightened my life out. I'm home this long. Need some help. Tells me yes. He's such a fucking coward. He turned around and told the lawyer, tell him no, he can't do it. Things are tight. How the fuck are things tight? You have a Learjet. How are things tight? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And here's a picture of Mark Stagg. Unbelievable. Now, do people think that's right? Really? Here's like, where's the appreciation? So, you know what, Mark? I hope one day you'll get what you have coming. You'll definitely get it, without a doubt. So, but there's a lot of dirt you did, a lot of dirt. And remember, buddy, I know, especially with the mortgages, with title, everything you were doing back in the day. So, and people you around, they think you're a hero in the Bronx because of affordable housing. You're a scumbag. You're a scumbag. All the people you fucked over in life, it'll come back to you. It'll come back to you. So, so that's it with Mark Stagg. And it's sad. It's sad because you know what? At first I was grateful. He took my call and I'm like, you know what? This fucking piece of shit. I was going to kill for him and he knew it. So I kill somebody to protect you. And you knew it. You knew it. I saved you from them. So you got Michael Mancuso shaking down legitimate companies when technically, Mark, you're around the Bonannos. You're around the Bonannos, buddy. So you're out there. Nobody's invincible when it comes to the mafia. I hope nothing happens to you, but you know, it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace how people use the mafia, and then we're the bad guys. You know, I tried to conduct myself as a businessman when I was out there, being fair with people. I even put my life on the line for you, and then you go and dog it like that. That's dirty. That's dirty. But you know what? I wound up flipping the property, one of the properties. So we do the other one. But it's just disgusting, really. It's disgusting how people are, how they use. I'm telling you, the legitimate people, guys like Mark Stagg are worse than mafia people because they walk in the gray area. They walk in the gray area, folks. Then they'll do things like illegal dumping, knowing we have connections with some politicians, some, God forbid, they get caught. We're going to take care of it because we have an involvement. Capo Construction had a fit with him because they could have got jammed up big time. They's dumping illegally. And, you know, it's sad. That's sad. People like that are worse than people like myself in the past. Or worse, like Mark is like an Eduardo de la Torre, like a Steve Travaris, like a Tito Diaz. Beating people, using their power, their influence to fuck people over. So that shit all has to stop. All has to stop. Really. So, Mark, I hope you enjoy your money. Money is your God. And to me, you're a piece of garbage. And I know some pieces of property, some buildings you're looking at in New York, you're not getting them, Mark. You could bank on it. As I'm saying it now, you are not going to be buying those properties. Trust me. Trust me, my friend. You will not buy them. As bad as you want them, you are not getting them. So it's the last I have to say. So with that, we'll answer some questions, and then I need to go lay down. I'm tired. Let me see. Philly Bob, thank you for the contribution. Dom, it's party time. Break out the EG vodka and cigars. Call the ladies, but don't tell wives. LOL. Sure, Phil, you want to get me jammed up today, huh? I'll get poisoned chicken soup. We have the Bronx. Who's writing Big Dom's openings? Ah, you like it. After wait till you see the book that's coming out. Yep, they just sent me all the inner how they titled everything, how each chapter looks. Wait till you see the book. I do have some skills, a little bit, not much. Stefan from Ireland in the house. Good to see you. Cynthia, as always. Meta jumped 28 today. Yes. And did you see NVIDIA? NVIDIA went up. I got out of some positions today. I also had another company. It's CRNC, which popped yesterday, $11. Today it was up at one point, I think $7, $8. I sold half the shares. And with me selling half the shares, I still walked away with a profit. And I still have my other half. It's free money riding. So it came back down, pulled back, but we'll see after this conference tonight. There should be, they usually say sell on the news. Once the news comes out, sell. But with this stock, NVIDIA, if the right words are said tonight, it should definitely explode tomorrow, especially Foxconn. They had blowout earnings with the NVIDIA chips. So, and they're coming out with the Blackwell chip, which is supposed to be. See, folks, one thing from what I know is all this AI technology, NVIDIA is top of the line. They're the king of the hill right now. With the NVIDIA chip, that was just opening the door. This next Blackwell chip is supposed to be beyond anybody's expectations. So just the door got open and this company just became $1 trillion company. So picture with this next chip that everybody wants. Your Microsoft throwing 880 billion into it. Tesla, yeah, major companies with AI, Facebook, Meta. I mean, it's crazy. So we'll see. Hopefully he's speaking tonight, 6:30 in Vegas time. So we'll see. We'll see tomorrow's opening. I hope, like, when I put the computer on at 4 a.m, I see the stock's up like $40, $50. That would, if that happens, we'll be partying. We'll definitely break out the EG and have some laughs. So we got Cynthia telling Francisco, Dom's my guy. That's right, Cynthia. You tell them. You're my girl, too. Down to earth, no BS. Others bounce off each other like two little girls. I get a headache from the bitchy dialogue. Well, thank you, Cynthia. Thank you for your support. You know what, guys? All you guys here, Francisco, everybody, thank you. You're making it fun for me to come back on, to come out every day and just interact. Just interact. So, let's see. Lawrence, thank you for the contribution. I know I said it, but once again, I scrolled up, now I'm going down. Need some EG on here during work. Oh, listen, you'll love it. You'll love it. Timothy O'Reilly, thank you for the contribution. Joe Barone bringing the excellence today. Yeah, Joe's my boy. I love Joe. That is my boy. Joe better get his ass down here in Orlando soon. So that's all I'm saying. Hockey Dad, ding dong. Like the construction safety green sweatshirt. Oh, looking forward to your stock pick info. Yeah, folks, I had to put this on. I had to watch putting this over my head. You see him starting to heal up. It's itching like a mofo, but all good. Tomorrow will be the 7th day, so I could start really like just massaging my scalp a little bit. John Ramsey, hey Dom, we have Davenport, Iowa in the house. Good to see you. King J, Dom was assaulted by Rick Balco in Queens. No, Dom was not this Dom. I have no idea who you're talking about. Blank, no idea. Raven Steven, Dom, you ever have a girlfriend that would soak your bed? We're not going into that. So this is not a porn site. This is a mafia site. Anthony Michael. Hi, Dom. Can't wait to join your stock pick channel. I'll be waiting with EG vodka drinks and 3 Capo cigars. Thank you, Anthony. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're going to have a really good time with it, with the picks and everything. But like I said, NVIDIA, it popped today. It was up, I think, at one time, maybe almost $8. So we broke, I think, 150. So, which was good. I think closed at 149. So we'll see tomorrow. There'd probably be a pullback, but hopefully not. Mr. Pickles, how much? Okay. You know what, Mr. Pickles? You just got pickled off the channel. So, G, I've been following Cosa Nostra UK, gangster type genre for over 2 years on YouTube, reading autobiographies, documentaries, etc. If it wasn't for Dom, I would have gotten bored by now. Well, thank you. I'm glad. I try to keep it entertaining, keep it going, and we'll see. Anthony Michael again. Hi, Dom. Hope you, Mikey Scars, Men Fences, Mikey and RJ are class act. Nothing wrong. I just spoke to Mikey. We just spoke. We just been, doing things. And let me tell you something. Mikey Scars is a class act. And I spoke to RJ a few weeks back. But Mikey's a class act. He said, Dom, my bad. I should have called you. I don't know why. No, we're busy, pal. I apologize too. But he's really a class act, Mikey. There was nothing happened. You get busy, folks. We get busy. There's no excuse, but it happens. It happens. And I don't like to be a pest. He doesn't like to be a pest. Listen, the friendship is there. It's not going anywhere. You don't have to be with somebody 24/7 to know that we're there, but it was appreciated. So, I have a lot of respect for Mikey. He's one of the classier ones. And RJ as well. Moshi Boy, Dom, have you watched any of the Gravestone series with William Demo? No, I haven't watched it. Actually, you know what? I spoke to him. He was going to do the EG Vodka. Then I let him know with John Jr. So I guess he's another one blowing John Jr. So, I didn't hear back from him. But we had dialogue back and forth about it. But all good. Damon Cooper, New Zealand in the house. Good to see you, Damon. Thank you. We have Fritz Harlem. Thank you for the contribution. Have you ever met Roy DeMeo? No, that was way before my time. I met a guy, Ronnie, who was around them. But they say he was harmless, but he wasn't harmless. You would never suspect he would be with these guys, but he was. Met him in Allenwood, Pennsylvania, in the FCI. Daniel, defamation suit coming. No, Daniel, that's facts. That's what let it come. Let it come. Because I know where bodies are buried. Not literally bodies, but where dirt is. So he's a scumbag. So I ain't say anything out of character. So that's what he is. Dom, here is my family. Oh, here's my family. Don't act tough, bro. Listen, I'm telling you the way it is. King J, telling you the way it is. So, not acting tough, telling you the way it is. Mancuso's also a great guy. Yeah, go blow him then, since he's so good. Cuso's a great guy. Yeah, shaking down legitimate companies. Great guy. David, you should be careful what you say about Stagg. He could sue you for slander. It's not slander. It's true. I'm telling you facts, things that happen. Illegal dumping. I know. I was there. So what? He in the illegal dump? I could subpoena people to say it, that they know it. So I didn't talk about anything that's not true, folks. Nothing that's true. Hey Dom, who's the scariest gangster you ever met? Uh it wasn't. I mean, listen, when you're secure with yourself, nobody's scary. Nobody's scary. Now, when I was a kid, I would say the only time, like I was really young, Joey Melnish that time on Crosby Avenue. But I was a kid. I thought he was big and, I would say that. But when you grow up, you're not scared of anybody. If you're a thug, you're in the streets. What's to be scared about? It's not difficult to pull a trigger. Hey, Dom, okay, I already read that. JP, John Jr. Gotti, Queen for the day. Shaking my head. You're damn right about that. Phil D, Dom, any stories about these guys from Frog's Neck? Stars roller ring. Damn. Yeah, we have some Stars roller ring stories. So I have to dig them out of my brain. They're in the back. King J again. I'm in Ozone Park. King J, that's good. I'm glad. So wish you the best. Rob, hey Dom, do you have any Joey Flowers stories or Jerry Chili? Joey Flowers, are you talking about Joey Flowers who was in around Tommy Farice in Fort Lauderdale? Jay, do you have a cousin Phil? Do I have a cousin Phil? Yes. Did you ever dab into stocks while in the life? Or was that even possible? Yes, I did, Moshi boy. I did some trades while I was in the life and in and out, but it's just personal. I was never in any boiler rooms, if that's what you're asking, pump and dump, none of that. Never any of that. Dom, any Jimmy Calandra stories from Bath Avenue crew? No, I don't have any. I never met Jimmy. We missed each other in Lewisburg back in the early 90s. I left, he came. So JP, yo Dom, when the Albanians smacked Joe Gambini. Oh, excuse me, folks. I have a correction to make. It was Joe Cafe. Joe Cafe, not Joe Gambino. Joe Cafe, different last name, but he was with the Lucchese's. That's the guy who got smacked, thrown out of the place. And one of my viewers said that in the thing, and thank you for that. That was my mistake, my error yesterday. And it's a different last name, though. But he was a Lucchese guy. Wasn't a Gambino guy that got smacked and thrown out of the club in the Bronx. So, what was Vinny Zasaro's rep in the life? Vinny Asaro was a lunatic, crazy guy, but I never met him as a friend. He was shelved when I was in the life. Never met him. His son, Jerry Asaro, great guy, tremendous earner, really sensible, calm, really class act, his son. But I heard Vinny was a wild man. So, and like I said, he was shelved. He wasn't active when I was out there. Eric, hey Dom, did you ever do business with drug dealers or car thieves from Upper Manhattan in the Bronx? Yeah, drug dealers, yes. Car thieves, no. We knew car thieves, but no. I dealt with kids in the Bronx with drugs, Harlem too, as well. Cocaine mostly. King J, do you know Joey DiBernardo? That King J, that sounds familiar. DiBernardo, it does sound familiar. There's a lot of people. I mean, I have people too sometimes that hit me up. Dom, you remember we did this? Woo. I'm like, sorry, I forgot. It's a lot of shit, especially you hanging out all the time. But that name does sound really familiar. Di Benedetto. Wow. Di Benedetto. Does he have a sister, Maria? If he does, then yes, I do know him. And they went to St. Teresa's in the Bronx. Hey Dom, who's controlling Niagara Falls? Which family? I have no idea with that one. Any stories about Joe Crispino. Oh, Joe Crispino. No. And no. Villa Barone. No, I have no stories about them. I knew a Chris Crispino. I have some stories with him and tugboat. But Moshi boy, have a great evening, Dom. Time to run. Yeah, I'm gonna start wrapping it up too. Joe Rotunda, aka Joey Flowers. I'm not sure. King J, Matty Madonna is also a true gentleman. You know what? Matty Madonna, and I'm sorry, Matty Madonna can be a true gentleman. How about that? But he's a loudmouth. He goes off the handle too quick. To be a boss, you have to have restraint. You have to learn how to speak to people. Matty is highly intelligent. He would probably be one of the most intelligent, articulate men out there. Very, very well versed. I mean, masters the English language, and yet he's always dropping F-bombs left and right. So to me, that's a gavone. That's somebody. Rah, 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 rah. He started yelling. My aunt was on the phone. I hear him through the phone yelling. I pick up the phone. Who the fuck are you talking to like that? Fuck you and that. Matty's just, that's his downfall. His mouth. But stand-up guy. Gotta give him that stand-up guy. And he's the type of guy won't kill anybody, uses other people to kill. And I don't like that. If you're a thug, you're in the life, put your fucking work in. Put your big boy pants on. Go do your own work. And that's it. Matty never did a piece of work in his life. He only ordered it. He had a black guy shoot Sally Larker Sr. in the candy store trying to kill him because Matty Madonna blamed Sally for him getting arrested with the heroin pinch. And I go back with Matty, my aunt, and Katie? No, Aunt Sadie. Aunt Sadie, my Aunt Sadie, put up Matty's bail. I think it was $240,000 back then. I'm sure Matty gave her the cash, but she wrote the check out. She put up his bail. So I go back with Matty. Matty knows my family very well. Matty's just a loud mouth. And he doesn't care who you are. You start yelling at the top of his lungs. And, but I'm sure he could be a gentleman. He can speak very well. Cynthia Dom. Love, slice some onion, put them on the bottom of your feet. Put your socks on. Yeah, I'll keep everybody away, Cynthia. My cats will be away from me. Some onion. I'll start hanging garlic cloves around my neck, too. Billy Bob, Dom, when you were in the life, who did you like the most? Big Ernie. Quiet Dom. Vinny Basciano. Those are and Bruno. Bruno's good. Anthony Donato. There's a lot of guys, but if I had to pick, I'd say Big Ernie. Above and beyond. And Vinny. Guys, we're going to start wrapping it up. I'll take one more. Shout out, please, Dom, for me and my girlfriend, Francisca Christopher Mormon. Peace. Shout out to you guys. Did you ever run into Gemini twins in prison? No. Richie, take care of yourself too. James, I would love to meet you, mate, if you're ever in the UK. I'm planning on going there, so I'll let you guys know when I'm heading out. And then my boy, Michael Anderson, owns one of those minor league football clubs. I think Gillingham is the name of the group, so we could probably meet somewhere at his stadium. You're a cat person? Yeah, I like my cats. Dogs, too. We have 3 pit bulls, 3 cats, 2 birds, and a partridge in a pear tree. With that, good night, everybody. Wish everybody the best. Tomorrow, we'll see what we're talking about tomorrow. Stay tuned. Check it out. Peace out. Have a great evening.